Culture is all about the beliefs, rituals, and practices of a group of people. It is what humans create, like art, literature, and science, as opposed to what is already there in the world. Some folks see culture as the best achievements of a society, like its literature and art. Others see it as broader, including all the beliefs and social customs of different groups. However, how we define culture can sometimes be unfair and exclusive, leaving out certain groups or ideas. Cultural studies covers a wide range of subjects like sociology, history, and literature. When studying literature from a cultural perspective, we look at everything, not just the classics. This means popular fiction, TV shows, movies, magazines, and music all come into play. So, when you think of an English department, it is more like a cultural studies department now, as it explores how literature fits into the bigger picture of society. Cultural criticism looks at literature in a bigger picture, considering things like how money affects writing, what people believe, and issues like class, race, and gender. It focuses on what makes a particular time and place unique. Instead of just reading and researching, cultural studies also involve going out and talking to people, watching things happen, and working with different subjects. This way of studying has been around for a while and was called sociology of literature back in the 1950s. F.R. Lewis said that only a small group of people really keep culture alive, and they do it by using a certain way of speaking. So he basically said that culture and language are connected, and it is up to a special group to preserve them. Cultural studies encompasses various disciplines like Marxism, structuralism, feminism, and postcolonialism, often borrowing concepts without the same political aims. For instance, while it may analyze a novel's portrayal of class dynamics, it may not advocate for specific political action. Marxist perspectives within cultural studies view culture as a tool for the ruling class to impose its values on society. The Frankfurt School, a prominent group of interdisciplinary scholars, critiqued modern mass culture as devoid of substance, dominated by commercial interests. They argued that media like television and magazines create a homogenized experience, turning audiences into passive consumers. This homogenization extends to real life, blurring the lines between reality and media representation, stifling creative thinking. The Frankfurt School's seminal work, Dialectic of Enlightenment, emphasized the culture industry's role in perpetuating conformity and suppressing dissent. They argued that the culture industry manufactures a false sense of reality, leaving no space for genuine reflection or imagination. Instead, it bombards individuals with a constant stream of trivial information, preventing meaningful engagement with the world. Moreover, the Frankfurt School highlighted the symbiotic relationship between culture industry and dominant economic forces. They contended that cultural institutions, weakened by their dependence on powerful industries, catered to their interests, reinforcing existing power structures. This collusion between cultural and economic elites further reinforces the commodification of culture, reducing it to a means of profit generation. Adorno and Horkheimer assert that in mass culture, everything is homogenized for mechanical reproduction, stripping away individuality and leaving only imitation. True artistic expression, with its inherent risk and quest for identity, is lost amidst the pressure to conform to existing conventions. Mass produced cultural products serve only to reinforce the dominance of capital and the power of industrial society over individuals' minds. The culture industry, by controlling consciousness and prompting a sense of powerlessness, prevents independent thought and reduces individuals to passive consumers of manufactured identities. In this system, even art becomes a commodity, its supposed purposelessness serving only to reinforce its exchange value dictated by market forces. In contrast, Marxists like Antonio Gramsci see culture as potentially enabling resistance against dominant ideologies, particularly through the development of a working class counterculture. This dual understanding of culture as a tool of ideological domination and a site of resistance characterizes many cultural critics' analysis. Cultural phenomena are viewed as battlegrounds where conflicting ideologies clash. In England, cultural critics like Raymond Williams, E.P. Thompson, and Richard Hogarth, founders of the New Left movement, developed a view of culture as potentially oppositional. They founded the Center for Contemporary Cultural Studies at Birmingham University in 1964 with figures like Stuart Hall and Dick Hebdige playing key roles. Center analyzed youth culture's subversive nature, media's ideological functions, and educational issues. In America, Marxist critic Frederick Jameson saw modern mass culture as essentially postmodernistic. Janice Radway examined the popular romance novels' appeal in reading the romance and the workings of Middlebrough fiction in A Feeling for Books, published in 1997. Radway argued that women reading romances see it as a form of resistance, providing a solitary space away from domestic demands. Romance novels offer women a sense of attention and nurturance lacking in their lives, opposing male values of competition and achievement. However, this utopian projection remains abstract as individual readers do not unite to challenge social structures. Romance reading may make women more assertive, but it also reinforces traditional gender roles, perpetuating the idea that women belong in the private sphere. Despite offering solace and empowerment to some readers, romance novels can also reinforce conventional gender norms and fail to challenge broader social structures. While they provide temporary comfort, they ultimately maintain existing power dynamics. Thus, cultural critics like Radway highlight the complexities of cultural